excuse me, it's an issue for Democrats
So
on the
apparently
Hill.
Trump will
There
not
are
deliver
also
an
Democrats
address
in the
Tuesday
Senate
night
today.
following a
It's
missile
an
attack.
issue
The reason for
the
that is
Democrats in the
because
2020
they'll try
campaign
and
trail. Vice
they're
President
still
Joe
trying to
Biden
figure out
was at a
what it
fundraiser tonight, and
like
it was a
what this
for
Just
what
trying to
they've
Philadelphia.
figure
done.
out what
And
the fuck just happened.
according to
No,
Julian
they're trying to
research
figure out what it is
school reporter
because
for the Philly
the
Inquirer, he
missiles have missed
briefly
the base
addressed the strike.
Oh, I
You
see.
know,
until so they're trying to figure out.
he didn't have many details,
I love how
but
there's police
generally,
surrounding
Joe
the whole
Biden's
White
comment
House.
Will not
was
deliver
that,
an address
quote, what's
Tuesday night
happening in
following a
Iraq and
missile
Iran
attack.
today was
The reason for
predictable.
that is because
Oh, here we
Exactly
go.
what's happening, but the chaos that's ensuing. And he blamed Trump for withdrawing from the nuclear deal and also for the killing of Soleimani. He said,
Yeah, I
of
mean,
Trump, quote, some of the things he's done and said in the meantime have been
I
close
think
to ludicrous,
they're waiting to see.
including threatening to bomb holy
I
sites.
think
And I
know
just pray to God as he goes through what's happening as we
maybe
speak, that he's
the
listening to his
little
military
standoff
commanders
is
for the
done.
first time, because so far
I don't
this has
know.
not been the
I don't
case.
know. I
So
think
Biden's
maybe the
comments are
missiles
really
were
indicative
warning
of how
shots.
we're going to see Democrats,
Maybe.
you know, really
But
criticize
again, as you
President
said,
Trump for the
they need to
escalation
get
here.
their
And
own
I think
back.
Let's just drill down for a second
Sure.
on that threat
But
by President
their
Trump that
own
was
back
widely
won't be.
criticized, that threat to
I
attack,
think they know this.
you know,
I think they
national
know that their
or,
own,
you know,
getting their own back will be
religious
more than just killing
artifacts or
U.S.
institutions in Iraq.
U.S. Army.
I believe
Like it would need to be
the
people,
administration
like
has backed
important
down. I think
people.
Mark Esper was asked about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
somebody
and he said that would
important.
constitute a war crime.
The
and we
man
don't
was a
commit war
fairly
crimes.
central figure.
And I believe the president may have said something
So,
today.
But
That
what I will,
indicated
mean-
what I
he was
will just
backing
point
down
out
from that
quickly there is
specific
on
threat
that
as well.
huge report.
Is that your
The
understanding?
police are just covering that fucking
Yeah, so
White House.
you know,
Like,
what happened was
you can
over
see
the
flashing
weekend,
lights the
President
whole wall.
tweeted that, you know,
I mean,
the
that's
US had
probably to get
52
advisors in
sites
to
in
talk
Iran,
about the situation, safety
representing
and
the
security,
52
and making
hostages that were
sure,
taken
you know,
at the U.S. embassy during the
no
revolution there.
terrorists or something
And
like
so
that is
these
trying to get
sites,
in there
you
and
know, were
stuff like
ready
that as
to be
well, with the
targeted,
large amount of advisors that are
in the
probably
event of
going in to
any
talk about the
Iranian
situation.
Now,
I
that
mean,
immediately
it's
I
prompted
think
a
it
probably
was
not
backlash
going
because a
maybe
lot
they
of
think a
people,
bunch of
you know, said
people are
this
gonna
is
come
against
up
military
to the
law
White
and
House
target
gate, start
cultural
throwing
sites.
shit,
Right.
So the
saying,
president did back
"You
away from that, but
motherfucker,
he said in the Oval
don't
Office
start a
today, I have it
war."
right in
Blah
front of
blah
me,
blah.
I think
was,
it looks what everyone's
we
been
are,
fucking
this is a
bad
quote
on.
from President Trump, we are,
That
according
might
to
be
various
tomorrow.
sources, supposed to be very
Washington
careful
is
with what
5 hours
calls
behind us, so
and you know what? If that is what the
Yeah,
law is, I like to obey the law.
that's still
But
pretty
think
late
of
at
it.
night. You
They
know
kill
what I
our
mean?
people, they
So
blow up our
it's,
people, and then we
it's
have to be very
2, it's
gentle
2,
with the cultural
1,
institutions.
12,
I'm
11,
okay with
10,
it,
9. It's
but he
only 9
said
o'clock.
if Iran does anything
yeah,
that they
most people are
shouldn't be
like
doing,
home.
they're
You
going
know
to
what
be
I mean?
suffering the consequences
Yeah,
Some
of
people
their
are in bed
actions.
if they're
Right,
getting
that's
up
sort
at
of
6
He took
o'clock.
a back
people
away
people
from
are passionate
specific
enough
threat
they'll
to
be like,
cultural
"Oh,
sites,
fuck this,
but
let's
he
go to the
certainly
gate."
didn't back down from, you know, the red line with Iran.
No, absolutely. It's sort of a sorry,
don't
I'm
know.
not sorry
I don't
kind
know.
of response.
Is there a reason why they're
And
keeping
in
that
terms
like
of
that screen there? Is it to
a
show that
response
a
that the
missile
White
hits
House
the White
might
House or
be
something?
training
Yeah, I
today,
mean,
just
I mean,
so
if
that
I'm waiting for that.
saying
I mean,
that
I
he
don't. Well,
believes
like
that this
that's
attack,
a
whether
like
or
that's a
not
long
American
shot. I
lives
don't
were
think any
lost,
intercontinental,
constitutes a
like
crossing of
any
the red line that the White
Iranian
House was
missile
talking
could hit
about.
that. I mean, to hit
What
that,
can
you
we
gotta be like,
infer from the president's
it's gotta
tweets
be
and
an
what he said
ICM,
about the strength of the retaliation that
IC,
might follow? Because in
ICMB,
some
whatever the
ways,
fuck,
he
intercontinental
may
ballistic
have boxed
missile,
himself into a
and
bit of
you
a
know, only really
corner
Russia and
with
China
some of the
have that
language that he's
capability.
used.
So you're not going to get that from
Yeah,
Iran.
I
I mean,
think
they're
it's
kind of,
really hard to gauge what the president's
for the
going to
most
do on
part,
this.
like Iran's
You know,
attacks are
in
either going to be
Syria, we
terrorist
saw
attacks
him
on the US,
drop the quote-unquote
or
mother
we're
of
going
all
to be
bombs
looking at
at one
attacks
point
in
when
the
he was
US
interested
within
in
that region,
retaliating,
which they do have a lot of
against what
bases
ISIS had done.
and
But,
within that
you know,
region, a
as I was
massive amount of
discussing
bases,
earlier,
you know, just in that area.
there was this incident with the
So
drone
you're not going to
strike where
see any
Iran
like
shot down one of
missiles
our
go
drones
to the
earlier this summer,
continental
and it
US. That's
seemed
not going
to
to happen.
violate his red line, but he did
But
back down
you will
from that.
probably
And
see if
certainly on
there's
the
more to
campaign trail
happen,
in
and this is
2016,
to
he
escalate
kind
out
of
of
indicated he would get
you
us
know,
out of what he called
out
quote-unquote
of
endless
control.
wars in the
You may
Middle
see
East.
some
Right.
But
terrorist
as I was alluding
attacks,
to earlier,
and
I
you
mean,
certainly
sources
see
close to the
military
president
action,
told me
possibly in,
right after the
especially in
killing,
Iraq, because that's sort of a
you
no
know,
man's
they
land. And
saw Soleimani as
you know,
a
Iran would
very
probably be
major
up for taking
Iranian
it. I mean,
military
Iran
leader.
have
They made the
obviously
comparison
in the
to George
past always
Bush,
expressed
and
an
they said that
interest
put
in
us on the
controlling Iraq. It's a far
path.
bigger, you know,
And they
Iran's a far
expected
bigger
both
country and stuff like
retaliation
that.
from Iran and then a
It's a bigger
response
neighbor and
from
a fairly
Trump. I think the real
culturally
question
similar.
going to come up
So,
with Democrats
you
on
know,
the
it could be
trail
them
and
sort
on the
of
Hill as
using
we
to
look at
maybe, you know,
potential
make a
further
little move on
escalation
Iraq,
here
gain some Iraqi
is,
soil,
you know,
you know what I
what
mean?
was this
Gain some
supposed
Syrian
intelligence
soil as well,
that
do you know what I mean?
prompted the strike
Um,
against Soleimani?
Right.
And my
because
colleague Jenna
obviously,
McLaughlin has just published a
you know,
story
Syria's
saying
pretty
that
unstable at the
Saudi
moment as
officials
well, so
warned of a
it
cyber
could be a
attack
potential,
literally on
you
the
know, go
day
for a land grab for them.
of
But
that
I mean,
strike.
I think any move to that would be like hardly rebutted by the US pretty fiercely. I mean, I think when it comes like deep down to it,
it's not clear that that's what prompted the killing of Soleimani. I don't think a cyber attack is the kind of imminent threat the president has implied it was.
52.
What?
Is that the amount of US bases in the region?
No. So let's just take a look at this.
Make the decision to kill Soleimani. And Trump
still on stream.
said, look at what he was planning. Right now it's classified. So I think that's going to be one of the bigger
basically
questions
somebody
this week.
after post
what was
what
this
actually
intelligence,
happened,
and can the White House explain why they took this step?
Well, that's what lawmakers are supposed to hear tomorrow. So we'll see. Hunter, thank you so much. It's been senior investigative correspondent.
I'm having a great old time there, aren't you?
Catherine, how did what we heard from Secretary Esper earlier today
it'll catch up
for what we're seeing play out?
What's happened?
Well, at the news conference at the Pentagon earlier today, Secretary Esper really provided new detail and a lot of granularity about the intelligence that led to the strike last week. He was asked a question on whether this was imminent or an active plot, and he said it would be fair to say it was days, weeks away, and that he was also very specific. Saying, I'm using the language he used. He's in Baghdad to coordinate attacks.
That's
so
pretty
again,
funny.
that tells you that the administration had assessed based on multiple intelligence streams.
You see, for the stream, that's going to be weird because our reaction is going to be catching up to that.
A couple of other points,
Yeah.
Tanya, that stood out from Esper's news
I have to
conference.
ask
He said
though,
Iran
because I'm
will
not
retaliate. That
like
was
if there was a
expectation
war to
of the
start
United
between
States.
America and Iran, does Iran have the resources and the allies to take on the US?
Resources wise, like Iran on its own very much doesn't have the resources at all. Like it's a deserty shithole. There's very little there. They don't have nukes at the moment, and they do have a substantial military for the region, but nothing when compared to the US and its allies. You know, when it gets interesting with Iran, is that Russia is quite a close ally, and also when you look at the map of Iran, you know, if Iran gets taken over, that does basically put the Americans on the Russians' front door. So Russia isn't going to stand for that. They will have like strong allies in the region that would have the capability, which is probably going to, you know, it probably means things aren't going to escalate, because obviously I think if you start shit with Iran, you probably start shit with Russia, and I don't think the US really wants that.
They've been confirmed that Iran has said,
you know,
that
you gotta remember,
when
like,
you see it, you'll know.
Trump is like friends with Putin as well, like they're mates. Do you know what I mean? So like words could be had there.
Of course, the timing. I always think it's important to look at the timeline.
I think
these events kind of rack
it's unlikely for it.
Just about the same time
Viral control. I can't see it. Like your stream is behind for me. It's actually worse than Twitch.
Just refresh
Guard Council, so the umbrella group
also, like
that's over the military, and they said that this was in revenge for the assassination
Iran,
of General Soleimani.
he will take revenge, US. No, you won't. Iran, the US, fuck.
I don't think it depends what they've hit, right? Like, we don't know. Like things are very, like, as far as people are saying, like it's missed, and like if it's missed and like only Iraqis were killed, like this is a good opportunity, and I think the US are going to take it as like, let's just leave it here. You know, but it is Trump, so like, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna go grab a drink of water. I shot back in.
But like, you know, Iran on its own doesn't stand a chance against the US, but when you evaluate Iran with its allies, it becomes a much different situation. Do you know what I mean? If Iran didn't have the allies it had or has, I think the US would be a bit more bullish about responding to this and maybe escalating it. But because Iran is a close ally of Russia and China as well to some extent, they are two superpowers. Well, you don't want to fuck with them, so that'll probably, you'd hope, keep things down. But also that's the possibility of boiling it up into World War III as well. So, like, who knows? Like it's very unlikely, but you do have that wild card of Trump. Like you do have that, you know what I mean? You do have that, like, that wild card of like, what is he gonna do? Because you don't know what he's gonna do. you know.
He'll probably do what he's told.
I think he's not the type of guy to do what he's told. You know, he's not. Like, I've heard I've heard on the internet, like, basically he was given a PowerPoint presentation, by the way. Like, I can either confirm this is hearsay. Like, I may as well have heard this. I heard on YouTube. I think I heard a lot on, like, Joe Rogan. Not exactly the most reputable source of news, but like, apparently he was given a PowerPoint presentation and then about this guy Suleiman, and then obviously he was given a bunch of options of how to deal with this threat, and like the last one was fucking missiling one. I think the guy didn't intend for him to go for it, and maybe he has, and he's that guy who like added that fucking point into the PowerPoint. Is shitting himself now. God, shouldn't have done that.
You know, that actually reminds me of that one scene in the Simpsons movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger is president. Then he's given about those five or six options, and he just points at number 5, and he was like, "You don't want to read it first? I was born to lead, not to read."
Nathan, you got interaction on your stream. You're not going to talk to your mates in the stream, no? Not going to talk to Nigel Ward and Mohammed 14. You're not going to.
Yeah, Nigel says there will be no war.
52. There will be no war. I'm only seeing these messages now. Work.
Disgraceful. Mohammed 14. What do you think about World War III? You know,
I mean, it hasn't really affected me, other than it's been on Twitter. So I can't really say anything. It's been a good laugh. There's been quite a few good memes, I will say that. So World War III has started off great. Let's just hope we can finish it great.
Ireland made out World War I and World War II with just a couple of scratches. Just a couple of wee scratches. We'll be fine.
Yeah, but I mean, they find bombs here and there, like.
Well, these are in Liverpool, so you're kind of fucked.
6 meters under the ground.
I mean, yeah,
every now and again in Ireland, but you know, they're fine.
You know, I mean, it is the one place, like, in Europe. Like, if it did kick off, I mean, the only sort of country in Europe that I think would stand with the US straight away, would be
UK.
Would be the UK, because obviously they want that trade deal. They need that, and also Boris is a friend of Trump, and you know, stuff like that, and it does kind of fit his mantra, you know, his way of being. So, I mean, of all the countries I want to be in Europe, if it does kick off, it's not this one, because obviously they're the US.
Oh, we're just have to get a subscriber, by the way, guys. Johnny
2020 was a terrible decision. But
Lionel Rai, hi, I'm from Argentina. Hello.
Well, he's safe from the nuke anyway.
Hi,
what I'm good. What do you think of this whole World War III business? All I'm gonna say is, again, teams have been plenty. There has been plenty already.
You know, we're not in the ideal place if nukes start flying. I'm not gonna lie, we're really not.
I mean, I'm able to dodge, so like I'll just come on. Wait for that smart answer. I would love to see you run 30 kilometers.
To see you dodging intercontinental fucking.
I've got breaking news from 30 minutes ago.
Wow.
Oh, that is breaking. That is breaking
so
news.
Breaking news from 3
BNL, how are you, by the way?
Apparently the US FAA bans all civilian flights over Iran, Iraq, and the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman due to heightened military activities and the potential for miscalculation or misidentification.
So let's just start. Right, let's talk about that. What you're after saying? Yes, that would have been a good choice to abandon all them flights across them countries, because you could have a fucking frisbee flying towards you. If you didn't, and there's a high chance of being fucking hit. So yes, that is great that they stopped the flights going over them countries.
I think that,
especially when they don't know what the fuck's going on.
I mean, if like two two very large militaries are squaring off, you're not going to fly a fucking canister through that, are you? Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we'll fly a plane through that where possibly warplanes could be flying at night. That's no confusion could happen there.
So that's not even really breaking news. If anything, that should be called like, I don't know, the right move. that's probably what that should be called. Oh, Lionel's sad about the World War.
I would have questions if you're like, oh yeah, no, it's still fine to fly the plane through, so don't worry about it. Them Iranian boys, they're very chill.
Yeah.
So
Iran maybe attack Israel.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, they are long-term enemies. You know what I mean? Israel has come out in support of the US and the US's actions as well, and United Arab Emirates as well are a very close ally of the US. So like, as I said earlier, like, if any sort of serious repercussions or escalation is going to happen, it's going to be in that area, because Iran just doesn't have the capability to reach the continental US. They don't have the military capability. So like, I'd be fairly nervous if I was sitting in Israel and the United Arab Emirates. I would be quite nervous about that. But I don't think it's going to escalate. I think like what's going to happen is we'll have this little tit for tat, and I think if Trump's not come out directly and spoken about it, I think this is like.
No, but they said something about that. What they said was that he hasn't come out and talked about it yet. It's because apparently somebody has been told that they're still in talks about what this means, like what they're trying to not signify, but like
I think,
like, if it's a warning shot, if they purposely missed.
I think if they thought it was an escalation or they were going to respond harshly, I think you'd be hearing from Trump right now. The fact that you're not hearing from Trump straight away and he's not on Twitter.
No, but he probably has like 20, fucking 50 in that room with him. Hey, don't you?
Yeah, he probably does have that, but like, he's not the type of that to them. Do you know what I mean? In the past, when he's been told not to get peed on by Russian prostitutes, he has gone and done that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, a war would be good for him. We think about, like, he is impeached right now. He is going into elections in 2020.
Yeah, and then if he goes to war, and then
yeah, I mean, war does have the ability to unite a country in certain ways. It's it's a natural human instinct. Your group is being attacked. Your part of your identity is being attacked. So it does make everybody sort of close ranks. So it's maybe this is what he's trying to play at, but I don't know. Like, it depends. Like, he's a wild card. You don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what he's going to do. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He's probably like spinning a wheel with all his options on it, and wherever he stops on, he's going to go with. So.
Yeah, he's been. I could actually say in the White House, right? Trump has the Wheel of Fortune or whatever it is, right, with an arrow on it, and on right. So he's got 12 segments, right, or 12 little triangles, right, and on all of them bar one, it says World War III. So like, obviously that signifies like go and bomb the country, right? And all of them bar one. And unfortunately for him, it's landed on that one. That says, like, pull out. Don't bother. Don't start a world war.
It's I think he has like a little wheel, and it's called like the Wheel of Nuke, and he just like it's a list of countries, and he just like throws the dart, and it's like wherever the dart lands. But like, yeah.
And they tell him close your eyes, so he puts his hand over his face, and then like And it does that V between his fingers, and he's looking through one eye.
Yeah.
Got him.
But
That's a pure like.
I mean,
go on.
I think if they were going to stand off against anyone, it's going to be Iran anyway. Do you know what I mean? Although, like North Korea seems to have like calmed down that whole situation. You know, I feel like North Korea is watching this right now like an angry ex-girlfriend. It's like, why is Iran getting all the attention? I'm getting none. What's going on here? Do you know what I mean? And you know, they are a lot more of a viable threat towards the US. They're a lot closer. You know, there's still a very large ocean between them, but they're closer of a threat. When you think about it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to escalate. I think if it was going to escalate, you would have heard from him by now.
I mean, it's only been like what, hour?
I think he would have tweeted straight away. I think he, like, if he was gonna, this shows that he's not talking. That he's stopped and he's like, I'm thinking about this. I'm listening to advisors.
Oh! We got an update.
You got an update?
Apparently, Iran is signaling that it wants to escalate now. That it had its.
They missed though.
Military.
That's not revenge.
It's not really pretty shitty revenge.
Yeah, I know.
It's like going to.
I know, but if
Iran sucks at revenge.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? It's like going to piss in someone's driveway and then like realizing you're in their neighbors all along. Do you know what I mean? It's just.
I'd still turn around. It's like, ha! I got you.
I mean,
runs down the street like an angry Frenchman with.
I mean, like it's this whole operation is to save face. You know, they don't want to look weak, but they also don't want to get involved in World War III, or you know, they don't want to start fucking with the US. Like nobody really wants to start fucking with the US. So like, this whole thing is just an Iranian operation to save face, because when it comes down to it, other than calling Russia and China in, they really don't have any recourse against the US. If the US decides to do something against them, there's very little that they can do. And, you know, their actual, you know, potent form of sort of, you know, challenging the US involves in another country deciding to come in and help them. So realistically, you know, whatever it, you know, this is expected because this is all they're really capable of. And it's just a thing to sort of save face more with their own people more than the international community, but with their own people there in their country, that, you know, they can feel safe and protected, that they felt like they've had their revenge. Do you know?
I mean,
according to a tweet 3 minutes ago, U.S. helicopters are transferring dead bodies injured from U.S. airbase of Ain al-Assad in Anbar province.
Yeah.
So we are being told stuff want us.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, like, yeah. But you may find out more of the truth now, because the Iranians have come out with that sort of olive branch of going, we would like to this, you know, we've had our revenge in quotations, even though the fucking missile missed.
Oh, clearly
you know what I mean? You know.
I mean, what's so hard in like? I gotta be careful.
Right.
What's so hard if like? And for example, right? If America wanted to lie about it, right? Like, oh, they killed our soldiers, blah 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 blah, and be like, and just tweet that out, or like just say that, make it like in the news and stuff like that, that like 50 of their soldiers killed, whatever it was, but it never actually happened. You know what's stopping a country from doing that? You know, to kind of down.
Well, I mean, by seeing a bunch of their soldiers were killed would escalate and not ease it down. I'd have the opposite effect.
Well, yeah, for have the opposite of country were killed. I get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it.
The other country call like on the missile missed. Like clearly it's you know, it was a little tit for tat, and I think it's gonna just de-escalate from here on in. Hopefully, obviously.
How can it though? If it's like you can't use that word tit for tat when it's when it's people's lives on the line.
Well,
do you know what I mean? You can't.
In the grand scheme of things, if you're talking like geopolitically or like in like large military terms, it's tit for tat. I know it's people's lives, and I get that. But in like the grand scheme of things of what they could be doing, it is tit for tat. You know, it's not a major military action. Neither strike took place on either country's sovereign soil. They both took place in Iraq, which is a fairly, you know, it's a no man's land. So, you know, no attack took place on a US ally or an Iranian ally. So it's a fairly tit for tat action. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
One was an airstrike in Iraq. The response was an airstrike.
Shush. Wait 1 second. Somebody's after commenting. Wait, someone's after comment, right? And this was hell for. They said, finally, any dead fucking US guy be. Question mark. I really hope.
Well, he's obviously looking escalated.
Like, I don't know if I should
just
show that. Do you know what? I'm just gonna show it because I'm a neutral thing. Let there you go. You'll probably be able to see it now.
Okay. Die Gustavus mask.
Thinking about like G.I. Joe babies, like
GI. Well, GI is like an American term for whatever. Yeah. We've had a viewer in from Iran today.
Yeah, we must have. Just make sure you hit subscribe because we'll keep you updated.
Make sure you hit subscribe instead of that missile launcher.
Yeah, because we'll give you the scoop, Liverpool, as to what I could hear out my bedroom window.
It was just the one USBS blown up, was it? Or well,
I believe one missile at one point.
I believe they hit like they shot 20 missiles at one USBS. Yes.
Because people are being ill-informed, it seems, on Twitter. There's one dude
I
says,
believe they aimed at two places. They hit one and slightly missed the other, if I'm not correct.
Some dude said, Iran currently blowing up US bases everywhere. And there are some in my country where my family lives.
I mean,
it's a bit of an exaggeration, that.
Someone over-exaggerating on Twitter isn't exactly a new thing.
Not really.
Gotta say, the views have been a lot more consistent since you started streaming on YouTube, I gotta say. Nathan.
Still only fucking 5.
Better than that, lad. Oh, there you go. Just had to say it then.
Yep. Oh, it's back up. Let's have a look at more memes.
Apparently oil prices have soared after the Iran attack.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past being a play to raise up oil prices. Like, I wouldn't.
Where? Well, only in America, not here.
Anywhere in the world that produces oil. Like, you know.
England don't.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but like.
In the North Sea. Oil fields off the coast of Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah, but it's UK.
I said England.
Yeah, but like, you're really touching strings there. Like,
yeah.
You're clutching at strings, mate.
Yes, but
I mean, like, I wouldn't say it would be countries doing that. I'd say it'd be like, you know, rich people in charge of like fossil fuels and shit like that. That like obviously their product goes up in price because of a scale like that. They get more money. Could it be something engineered? Could it be something, you know, someone whispered a little something Trump's here and went, if you fucking take this guy out, it's going to cause a bit of shit in the region. People are going to get shit scared. Oil's going to start to become scarce. Prices are going to come up as people get scared. We make a ball of money because the prices go up. That's not out of the realms
Somebody
of possibility.
needs to make right.
Somebody says if you search countries with the biggest oil reserves on Google and then check the list of countries the US are interfering in, everything will be clear.
That is true. That's super fucking true. Do you know what I mean? I like the way, like, when we mentioned oil, like, the viewers shot up, like, the US were like, oil.
So somebody needs to go and make like a meme or something, right? With basically caption it something like something like Iran, like like, do you know where it's like Iran ... like 15 missiles at US.
A visual aid would really help this.
Yeah, it's coming up. But wait, you'll get it in a minute. So basically, like, it's gonna go IS ... and then it's like shoots 12 or 15 missiles at US Army base, right? And it's like an American asking Trump, how many missiles are we sending back over? Then he just hits it with this.
Billions and 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 billions.
It's okay. So we've got time.
Did you not get it? No. That's it.
It's not even
It
played.
hasn't come up yet, man.
It's still going. The delay in YouTube's.
The YouTube delay is.
It's pretty
fantastic.
bad. It's
Yeah, it is
pretty
pretty
bad.
bad.
Like, Twitch's servers are way better than YouTube.
I think because I put on normal latency, I didn't put it on low. Just should have, but in order to do that, I need like I need it top stream.
Fair enough. You've shaved, haven't you, as well? Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I see your little lying
Don't
fucking
lie.
cheeky face. Once to see your reaction in 12 minutes.
Not? How dare you?
Hey, do you know that video meme of Paul Rudd going, "Hey, look at us. Who would have thought?" Well, there's that video captioned France and Germany when they're on the same side in World War III. Hey, look at us.